I'm Dominic Iorfa, and this is my Wednesday 11.
Towards the centre, where will it go? Will it break loose for Wednesday? The equaliser, and it's over!
It's an honour to have played 200 games, made 200 appearances for this club. It doesn't always happen, so I've been thankful enough, lucky enough to have been here a long time. Obviously reached 200, played a lot of games, and yeah, obviously it's something I'm very happy about. Obviously there's a lot of players that I played with in my time, a lot of good players, some people I'm really close with, so picking at 11 is very hard, to be fair, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, well, as I said, I've been here a long time, so I've been thankful enough to play with a lot of good players. So yeah, so this is quite tough putting this 11 together. There's some people that I played with for a long period of time and I know really well. There's other people that I played like less amount of time as well. So it's kind of a mixture, to be fair, because people that I've had in my 11 that I've had different journeys with as well. So for example, when I first signed, I haven't played with them for that long, but they helped me settle into the club. So I've got fond memories with them, or people I've had like good relationships with, good partnerships with. So it's a real mixture, to be honest. Formation-wise, I was thinking about I'm going to go for a 4-4-2. And in goal, I'll start with up here. Handwriting's not the best. Kieran Westwood. So I played with him the first season and a half when I first signed. And for me, like, it was, first and foremost, he was a great goalkeeper. He helped me, and the thing that stood out for me very much was that his communication was so vocal. For me, settling into a new back line, he was constantly just on me the whole game. Dom left, Dom right, Dom do this, Dom do this. And to be fair, at the time, I was like, oh, but it helped me massively and it helped me settle into the team. So he had a presence in goal, and obviously when it came to shot stopping, he was one of the best. And obviously, as you all know, as people have seen at this club over the years, some of the saves he used to make was incredible. So first and foremost, from a goalkeeper, we want him to save shots first and foremost, which he's very good at. But he had everything else as well in terms of his communication and obviously his distribution as well. So for me, that was a kind of no-brainer. So I put Kieran Westwood. Right back, this was a tough one for me. Well, it's fairly tough because I'm going to go first and foremost. I'll go for like Liam Palmer. It was kind of a quite toss-up between him and Jan, whereas I played with Jan over the last couple of years, and obviously Jan's got real quality, and I've seen it first and foremost over the last couple of years. But I've gone with Liam. Obviously, Liam's another one. He's been, obviously, you know what you're going to get at Palms. I've seen him play so many different positions over the years. I've seen him play right back, I've seen him play centre mid, I've seen him play left back. In goal recently as well. He's played it all over, and you know what you're going to get with him. He'll give 100%. He's played so many games for the club. He's a club legend. I think since I've been at the club, I don't know, but I think I've probably played near us all my appearances. I've probably played alongside him, with him. So I played obviously over 200 games near enough with Liam as well. So I've got a good relationship with him on and off the pitch, and as I said, like, you know what you're going to get with him. He gives 100% no matter what, and he's someone that you'd want in your team. Centre back, first one I'll go with Tom Lees. Again, similar, when I signed, he was captain at the time, so he was another one. He helped me settle into the team. At first, when I first signed, my first 6 months, I was playing right back and next to him. Again, playing next to him as well, building that kind of relationship. And then later on, moved in, started playing centre back with him. Had a good relationship with him on and off the pitch, but he was a real leader, good professional as well. Someone that, as a young player, is looking up to your senior pros, seeing how he conducted himself on a day-to-day basis. He was a great pro. He was a solid performer as well, consistent as well. And around that time when I played with him, as I said, I haven't got a bad word to say about him. And I think, obviously, as you guys all know, he was a consistent performer. And then this left one was tough, to be fair. So in the end, not settled, settled's the wrong word, but I'll just say it was between Julian Borner and Deshaun Bernard. But in the end, I've gone with Dish. I've gone with Dish. I think I've played with him the last few seasons, and to be fair, as a centre half, I don't even know how old he is now, maybe like 24. But as a centre half, he's got everything really. He's comfortable, he's good on the ball, he's quick, he's good in the air. He's vocal, and to be fair, he's got everything you'd want in a centre half in today's game. And off the pitch as well, he's a character. So I find him quite funny. He's good to have him around the dressing room. So I'll say him. I think he's been a very good performance since he's been at the club, and obviously hopefully when he comes back, he can just continue where he left off. A left back, another fairly one new of my teammates. I've gone with again between these two. Every team. Over the years, left backs. To be fair, left back's one position where there's been a lot of change. To be fair, obviously with right back, it's mainly been Liam over the last few years, and then Jan recently as well. But left back, there's been a few different faces, so that was a bit more difficult because I've had a few more different people to choose from. But I've gone with Maxilo in the end. Again, another one, solid performer. I think the main thing with him, he's so consistent. It's very rare that you see him have a bad game. I think since he's been at the club, I don't know how many games he's played, let's say over 50 games. And he's maybe only had, I can't even think off the top of my head, a handful of bad games, really. He's just so consistent. Again, he's another one, he's good to have in the dressing room, how he conducts himself every day, gives 100% into training, into matches as well. I've seen him fill in at centre back, seen him play left back, and he's been equally adept to both positions. So I'd say Max, to be fair, real good player. And then I'll go my two centre midfielders first. Sam Hutchinson. As a midfielder, really good, tenacious, love the yellow card. But no, in all seriousness, he's a really good player. Leader, good to have around the dressing room on and off the pitch. When he played the game, he gave 100%, no matter what. I think even what sums him up, I think his last game for the club, was in the playoffs. I could be wrong. It was in playoffs against Sunderland when he head injury, came off the pitch. I think that just summed up Sam Hutchinson as a player. He just gave it his all, gave it 100% on the pitch. And I think the way he left Hillsborough his last game, just summed him up as a player. He did everything. He'll die for the club. And he's someone you would love to have in your team because he gave 100% every single time. Next one speaks for itself. Club captain, Sheffield Wednesday legend, Barry Bennett. I could go on about him a lot. Obviously, everyone knows how good he's been for the club. Great player. One of the best players I've played with all time, to be honest. He's got so much quality. I see the main thing for me. I see from afar watching. He plays how he looks after himself. He plays pretty much every game. Rarely ever gets injured. Over the years, he's a leader, and his quality, how he just runs games, and now even how he's getting older, he hasn't really slowed down, and he just still performs just week after week, just keeps churning out performances. I think that's a sign of a real top player, and since I've been at the club, he's been so consistent, and obviously there hasn't really been a drop off from him in terms of performance-wise. And then on the right, I've gone with, this was tough as well, because there's a few people to choose from. And this one, although I only had a short stint with him, I only played with him one season, I've gone with Jacob Murphy. Okay, he came on loan, I only spent one season with him. First half of the season, he'll probably say himself, he didn't really hit the heights that he wanted to. He kind of struggled a little bit. But the second half of the season, he showed his quality, and he was unplayable. Like, in terms of how he was that second half of the season, it was unbelievable, to be fair. And you can see how he's doing now in the Premier League. And it's no surprise, really, because that's how he was performing for us here when in that second half of the season. Such an athlete, quality, he worked really hard as well. His crossing was really good. And yeah, he was another guy who was really, really good to have around the dressing room as well. So I've gone with him. And then on the left of midfield, I've gone with Josh Windass. Obviously, he can play number 10, he can play striker, but I've gone with him on the left. I think with him, first and foremost, he was a big game player. He loved the big game moments, as you saw, obviously, Wembley and other numerous games he turned up for us. But he was a real good player, to be fair. He could play on the left, he could play in the 10, he could play a striker, and he was a good player on the pitch. He worked really hard. He made a lot of good runs, and he scored. The main thing as a forward, he scored important goals and crucial goals as well, and that's a sign of a good player as well. So I think he definitely deserved to be in the team. It was quite hard because, as I said, I played with a lot of good forwards over the years, but I think his numbers for the club, goals and assists, kind of speak for himself, and for that reason, he definitely deserved to be in the team. So my two strikers, I've gone with, this was hard as well. This was real hard, to be fair. But I've gone with, firstly, Stephen Fletcher. Again, a real leader in the dressing room, great player as well. I really enjoyed playing with as a defender. You knew that any ball that you kind of gave to him, he would kind of hold it up, look after it. He scored a lot of goals for the club. The way he looked after himself, how he conducted himself as a senior pro, showing the young lads every day coming in, gym, doing all his extra work as well. After all the stuff that he's achieved in his career, playing at the highest level, just seeing how he worked on a day-to-day basis, just his quality on the ball, had a lovely left foot, really good in the air. As I said, he was a great guy to have in the dressing room. So for him, he's probably the best striker that I played with at this club, to be fair. Probably the best striker I played with. And then the other one I've gone with, I was thinking between, obviously I played with Forestieri, I had a little spell with him. Michael Smith was really successful at this club as well. But the one that I've gone with, around a similar time, again, I've gone with Lee Gregory. And I think, especially those seasons in League One, he was massive for us, especially that first year. He played such a big part in us getting back to the Championship. Those 2 years he had with us, those 2 years he played consistently with us, he was really good. He offered a lot to the team with his hold-up play, with his runs, with his finishing as well. How he was around the place as well, as I said. A lot of these players I've got in the team, their quality speaks for themselves, but I always look, in terms of I'm looking at teammates as well, I always look at how they conduct themselves on and off the pitch as well. How they are every day coming in training, how they are obviously for young players looking up to them, and obviously these all pretty much all lead by example and come in on a day-to-day basis and give 100%, which is obviously as a teammate, that's what I like to see. But yeah, as I said, Lee was one. I said in the League One season, he was really key for us, and he played a big part in us getting promotion. So for the first subs, so goalkeeper, I'll go with Piers Charles. Still only young, but the quality that this guy has is frightening. Obviously he's young and he could go right to the top. He's the world's his oyster. He could play for anyone really. In terms of with his distribution of his feet, he's probably one of the best that I've seen. For people that would have seen him playing, obviously for us this season or last season, or see him playing for Northern Ireland, some of the passing he has, and you know that having him on your team in games and match days or in training as well, we always say that he's a bit of a cheat code, because it's like having that extra outfield player. You know that he can give the ball back to Pierce, and he's got better passing than most of the people in the team anyway. Obviously he's a good shot stopper as well, so definitely Pierce is definitely one of the best goalkeepers I've played with, and obviously he's only so young as well, as I said, so it's scary how good he's going to be when he gets older. And then I'll go touching on, how many subs am I allowed to have? 9 subs, yeah.
Just going on with
Yeah. So I'll go, speaking on when I was talking about fullbacks, I'll go with Jan Valery. As I said, a real good player. Unlucky not to be in his side, as I said. Playing with him over the last 2 seasons I've really seen his quality. Playing right back, playing centre back, even and this season as well, playing centre midfield and not looking at a place at all, and excelling in that role as well, which is hard to do. So I played centre mid once, a few games in my life, and never again. It was one of the hardest positions to play in, and seeing how he just slotted in from right back into there, and he's played there like his whole career, is testament to himself. But he's a real top player, so definitely he goes in the side. I'll put next one, Julian Borner, as I touched on him earlier. Yeah, it was really good the time that I played with him. I actually really enjoyed playing with Julian, to be fair. We had a good partnership together, the games that we played. We had a spell in his first season when we was playing consistently together. We played a lot together, and we had a good relationship. He was ultra aggressive, but very good, composed on the ball. And our styles of play kind of complement each other, and we kind of had a good partnership at the back. Someone that I enjoyed playing with, Julian Borner.
Good character as well.
Yeah, real good character, yeah. Real good character. It was crazy because off the pitch he was so super chilled, super relaxed, but then on the pitch he was crazy. He was like a madman. But off the pitch he was a different person. So that's 3. So this way it starts getting hard. So I'm thinking. No, midfielder. I'll go midfielder. I'll put Will Volks in there. The seasons that I played with him, to be honest, in terms of football, he's one of the best people on a personal level that I've ever met. He's a real great guy. Does so much outside of football for the community as well. But then, as I said, in match days as well, you know what you're going to get from him. He's ultra reliable. He gives 100%. He's a solid performer. He's a leader as well. He's great to have in the dressing room. So that year when we got promoted, and the year when we was battling to stay up, he was crucial. He was very important in the team and staying up. Just in terms of even though there was times we had setbacks, he was always one of the first ones in meetings, speaking up, saying his mind, trying to motivate players. And yeah, that's someone that stood out. And as I said, he's a real good player to having him around your team. So I start filling it with forwards. This one, I'm definitely going to spell his name. Oh, Forest T. That is awful. If you see this, Fernando, I apologise. Because I just butchered your name. But as I said, the years that I was here with him for I think about 18 months, I think it was. Around 18 months. And he had so much quality, to be fair. And the scary thing about it, I saw his quality in moments. And I think when I signed, his best years were past him, kind of thing. Obviously, but still, from what I see him doing in training, he's till this day, his goal against Norwich, one of the best goals that I've seen live. And that's the kind of player he was. He had that quality in him. He could do something like that in an instant. And he was someone, as I said, I didn't really get to see the best of him, but even the bits that I saw were enough for me to put with my team. And obviously the stories and the goals that I've seen him score the years prior to it, I'd have loved to have played with him when he was at his real best at the club. But even when I played with him, he was still a top player. Someone I enjoy playing with. So that's 5. This was, as I said. Next one, another forward. Michael Smith. Again, he's another one. A real important player, getting us promoted. The goals he scored in League One. And even the seasons we had back in the Championship as well. He's someone that obviously, whether he was playing or not, he was a real good pro. And then when he did play, he was a handful for any centre back, any defender. He made things tough for them, and he was a great guy around the dressing room as well. He was a big figure. So obviously someone that obviously meant a lot to the boys as well. He was a real good guy. As I said, that obviously those years as well in League One, he was crucial to get us promoted. So I've got 6. I need 3 more. I just think. Oh, this is another one I forgot to put. Yeah, I've kind of messed up the order. So going back to the midfielders, but Massimo was someone that I've got a lot of time for. I enjoyed playing with him. Yeah, he had a few injuries in his time here, but when he was fit, he was a real good player. He showed his quality, and he was good. Again, he's another one. I keep saying this like everyone. He was a good guy to have in the dressing room, but he was a real good performer here. He had that spell here when, especially in that League One season as well, when he had a good partnership with Baz and I think George Byers as well. And at that time they were like the best midfielders in the league. And Massimo was an integral part of that. Real combative midfielder, loves the tackle, box-to-box midfielder, could do a bit of everything. And yeah, he was a real good player. So I've got space for, 2 more? 2 more, so I don't want to miss anyone out. Oh, how could I forget? Yes, I know the next 2. So I'll fit Kieran Lee. I don't know how and Big Atty. Yeah, I don't know how I could forget them 2. So Kieran Lee, he's another one as well. The times I played with him, you could see his quality. As a midfielder, technically he was unbelievable, getting out of tight spaces. Box-to-box midfielder, had a bit of everything as well. And he really complimented midfielders that when he played obviously with Hearts, when he played with Baz, he really complimented them as well. Made a lot of runs with midfield, created a lot of chances, scored a lot of goals as well. He's another one as well. I'd have loved to play with him when he was at his real prime for the club, because I remember playing against him years ago, And he was a nightmare with his runs from midfield as well. And then seeing it on a day-to-day basis when I did play with him here, obviously I could see what a top player he was. And Big Atty as well. Again, following on from what I said about Volksy, he's, again, one of the best people that I've met in football. What a character around the place. And in terms of, he was one of the best superstar you ever have as well. It was such a handful. Obviously, with times he didn't start when he used to come off the bench. He would change the game in an instant by himself. If Atty was coming on, you knew you could kind of see the other centre backs thinking, "Oh no, this is the last person he wanted to see," and it would just come on and just bully centre backs, just terrorise them. And I feel like he didn't get enough credit he deserved, to be fair, because for a big man, he was actually really good with his feet as well. Because you look at the size of him, he's like 6'6". You just think he's just there just to head it, really. But he was actually better with his feet than his head, which he obviously was really good in the air as well. But with his feet, he was really good. Technically really good, very comfortable, a good finisher as well. And as I said, a massive character and a real good guy to have around the place as well. But yeah, Atty, that was one guy, what a guy. And he's one that I really enjoy playing with. I probably will get some grief, to be fair, expected. But I'm happy with my team. I like my team. As I said, I've been fortunate enough to be at this great club. I've played with a lot of people, a lot of great players over the years. So it's hard to pick a starting 11 and subs as well. There's other people that I'm probably closer with that didn't really make the list, but just the way football goes, I didn't really get to play with them as much as I would have liked. So I wasn't going to put them on the list just because we're really good friends. But obviously these are people that I've seen with my own eyes and played with, and I've seen them perform at the club at the highest level, and that's just the way it goes. But I'm going to get some stick. I know that 100%, but it is what it is, unfortunately.